Here is your latest African news. South Africa. Prince Misizulu officially recognized as South African Zulu King. President Cyril Ramaphosa has recognized King-elect Prince Misizulu Sinkobile Zulu as King of Amazulu Kingship. This follows the passing of His Majesty King Goodwill Zwelithini Zulu in March 2021 and the subsequent passing away of the Regent Queen Mantfombi Dlamini in April 2021. Dispute over succession of the throne in 2021 saw several members of the Zulu royal family vie for leadership. Sibongile Winfred Zulu, first wife of the late King Goodwill Zwelithini, claimed she was entitled to 50% of the late monarch's estate. Meanwhile, Queen Sibongile's two daughters, Princesses Ntandoyenkosi Zulu and Tombiso Zulu Zulu Duma, wanted the court to declare King Zwelithini's will a forged document. In the will, the late king nominated his third wife, the late Mantfombi Dlamini Zulu, as the regent. Queen Dlamini Zulu in turn wrote her own will in which she nominated her own son Misizulu Sinkobile Zwelithini as the successor of the late Zulu king. Prince Misizulu's claim to the throne in May 2021 was strongly contested at the time. Algeria. Algeria recalls ambassador to Spain for consultations. Algeria has summoned its ambassador to Spain back for consultations over Madrid's recent comments on Western Sahara, the Foreign Affairs Ministry has said. Spain said the government had informed Algeria about its position in relation to Western Sahara. Spain and Morocco moved to patch up a diplomatic dispute recently as Madrid shifted closer towards Rabat's position on the conflict in Western Sahara and said a new phase in relations had begun. Spain appeared to shift its policy on the Western Sahara, which Morocco considered its own, but where an Algeria-backed independence movement demands a sovereign state. Morocco said it had a letter saying Spain considered the autonomy initiative it presented in 2007 as the most serious, realistic and credible basis for settling the dispute. Spain's new position towards the Western Sahara is an unexpected shift from its previous neutral stance, which was supportive of a United Nations plan that includes a self-determination referendum. DRC. Belgian sanctioned for smuggling DR Congo gold. Belgian gold dealer Alain Gotz and a network of companies have been sanctioned by the US for allegedly smuggling hundreds of millions of dollars worth of gold from the Democratic Republic of Congo. The US government says since 2016, Gotz has been trading illegally in gold that has come from Congolese mines controlled by armed groups who often use forced labor or exploit miners. It is believed that the gold provided the largest source of revenue to armed groups in eastern DR Congo. Alain Gotz and his network have contributed to armed conflicts by receiving DRC gold without questioning its origin. The majority of DR Congo's population do not benefit from the country's vast mineral wealth, and it is estimated that 90% of the gold from DR Congo is smuggled out of the country, much of it to Uganda and Rwanda, before it is sold on to international markets. Somaliland. Washington rejects Somaliland's independence quest. The US government is reluctant to endorse Somaliland's quest for independence, fearing such a policy could have the unintended consequences of breaking up the entire Somalia. Somaliland leader Muzi Bihi had visited the US, pitching for sovereignty and demonstrating to the audiences in Washington that his region has run its own affairs for 30 years, but officials in the Joe Biden administration insisted the region will be treated as part of Somalia. Somaliland first gained independence and international recognition on 26 June 1960, and 5 days after independence, Somaliland united voluntarily with Somalia with the aim of creating a greater Somalia. It was officially known as the Somali Republic. Mr. Bihi, on his first official tour of the US, said Somaliland no longer feels a part of Greater Somalia, stating the unity between British Somaliland and Italian Somaliland that formed the Somali Republic in 1960 has failed to yield the desired result. Zimbabwe. Chinese coal seam fires burn beneath communities in Zimbabwe. Children are bearing the brunt of underground coal fires in Zimbabwe, and with little help from the government or mining companies, their families must carry the burden. Underground coal seam fires have since late 2021 been causing destruction and even death in Hwange throughout the concession area where the colliery operates. The burning has caused the ground to be unstable, putting the lives of people, particularly children, as well as the community's livestock at risk. Some of the areas have signs warning people of the dangers, but they are of little value if the areas are unfenced. Despite Zimbabwe's abundant potential for renewable power, the country is embarking on a coal power building spree, much of it to be built and financed by Chinese companies. The Hwange Colliery Company Limited, HCCL, has said it is addressing threats associated with the coal seam fires by working with industry professionals and local communities. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, follow, share and like our video. It is the best way of supporting us. Great news! You can now buy our African children's book, Maua and the Gardens of Plenty, a book that teaches children the power of great ideas. This book is the best way to start exposing your children to African stories told by Africans. Find the purchase link in the description below. You can directly support this new series by becoming our YouTube member, Patreon or donor, and remember, Africa is watching.